And now we're being joined by the resident electoral commissioner in Osun State, Madam Oluwatoyin Babalola, resident electoral commissioner Osun State, joins us to look at this report and what INEC is doing to prepare for Saturday's polls. Madam Babalola, thank you for joining us. Well, while we're waiting to get back to Osun State, let's just look at what the timeline is like towards the 2027 general elections. Remember, we'll still be speaking with the resident electoral commissioner on Osun State in a moment. But first, let's get to this point. It's just 159 days to the commencement of the 2027 general elections across the country, minus Osun and Ekiti. According to the timeline put out by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, January 16, 2027 is the date the electorate will vote to elect the president, senators, and members of the House of Representatives. So far, the various political parties have had their internal party activities and have resulted in the pick of their candidates and ahead of the campaigns. They are already having their names and candidates being confirmed on the INEC's portals. But let's look at the timelines in this in details. Nigeria is gradually ready for the 2027. The Independent National Election setting out the timeline for the exercise. The process started on February the 13th, 2026 with a notice of election. Political parties have since been working through membership registration, party primaries, which ended on May the 30th. The parties were then to submit their candidates' nomination forms, while INEC will publish the candidates' details and final list ahead of the campaigns. That has happened now, and the campaigns are likely to kick off from this month of August, on August the 19th. Presidential and National Assembly election campaigns will begin, while campaigns for the governorship and state assembly elections will start on September 9. INEC will publish the official voter register for the 2027 general elections on December the 15th. Campaigns will end on January the 14th, ahead of the presidential elections on January 16th. Governorship and state assembly elections will follow on February 16. The question then to Nigerians and indeed the electorate and the observing communities is that how ready are you for the 2027 general elections? Ekiti happened a few weeks ago and now we're doing the Osun elections this Saturday. These are supposed to be like tests that are testing INEC's preparations for the 2027 general elections. I understand we have the resident electoral commissioner of Osun State joining us now, Madam Oluwatoyin Babalola. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so
okay, go ahead.
Okay, I do know that you're ready for us. Just tell us INEC's level of readiness. How ready is INEC for this election on Saturday?
Well, INEC Osun State is very ready for the election on Saturday. We have carried out a lot of pre-election activities which are geared towards the successful conduct of the election. We have received all our non-sensitive materials and they are already deployed to local governments. We have batched them into array and polling units. We are going to collect our sensitive materials this week before the election and we will deploy straight to the local governments for batching into array. We have been having discussions with the security agencies and through the access, which we call the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, we have shared all the flashpoints which we identified to help them with their planning and synergy as well as deployment. And currently we have assurance that we are going to conduct the election in a secure and peaceful environment. We still had meetings up till 2 days ago, that was Saturday. We have trained all our staff that are going to participate in the conduct of the election, as well as our ad hoc staff. We concluded all our trainings yesterday, and deployment to the local governments will start on Thursday. As you will recall, all our ad hoc staff were recruited on our portal, which is the INEC Press, and they were recruited based on competence, neutrality, and professionalism. Their list will be released shortly so that they will all report at their various local governments. We have been engaging with stakeholders. We have engaged with the political parties, the media, civil society groups, and transport providers. And we have transport providers that we use. That's NATO, Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners, and Nigerian National Association of Road Transport Workers. We have had a lot of engagements with them, and we have assurance that they are going to give us enough vehicles to use to convey our men and materials on election day. We have our own internal ways of monitoring the movement of our men and materials. We are going to have logistic officers deployed to every registration area. Their work is to track the movement of all our materials from the local government to the RA and from the RA to the polling units. We also have monitors from our planning and monitoring department, and we are having one staff. They are all coming from our national headquarters. We are having one staff per RA to monitor the movement of materials. We are having people monitoring, there are monitors. We are having logistic officers, and we are also having election operation staff in each registration area to ensure that those materials are already there in adequate quantity. Even though on our own side at the state office, we already have enough materials. We have sent them, deployed them to the local governments. We have batched them into RA and into polling units. But we have our own internal system of checking to make sure that everything goes on smoothly. And every vehicle that moves, you will never find any vehicle without a security agent inside the vehicle. As regards bimodal voter accreditation system, the BVAS, we have them in sufficient quantity. And apart from what we have for every polling unit, we still have 1,328 BVAS that we are going to have as backup. In case there is any problem, that is 4 per RA. In case there is any problem with the functionality of any BVAS. Aside from this backup, we are going to have registration area technical support staff who are there to provide technical support for the BVAS. And for all the staff we are going to use, our staff, ad hoc staff, and including security personnel, they are all going to subscribe to oath of neutrality, oath of loyalty and neutrality, that they will do what they are supposed to do on election day. We have already sent all these forms to the local governments, which we are going to administer oath on each of them immediately the list is released.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have what we call registration area.
Madam Babalola, if you can hear me.
That we are going to camp on.
Okay. Thank you so much, Madam Oluwatoyin Babalola. Apparently, you're ready for this election, because one of the other questions I was going to ask you had to do with logistics and BVAS, which had just been identified as a potential threat point. But thank you so much. We have been speaking with the Resident Electoral Commissioner of Osun State, Madam Oluwatoyin Babalola. Thank you for speaking with us this evening. I wish you well. I'm sure we'll be speaking with you in the course of our subsequent bulletins before the elections on Saturday. Thank you once again.